Initiating stream.
My electrical powers be vexing the kitties.
And real quick.
Couch height. Couch height. Ooh, Hanafuda. Action. Look at my playsets and toys. Okay. Bits. Get out of here. Will serve, get dunked. Untrusted installer, disappear from my site. Where your jeans hang low, do 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 do.
Okay. Have you confirmed?
According to Nightshade, we're on. The cooler has 180 degrees computer action. Wow, Clumsy knows some French. We're doing Screed Part 2 this time. Clumsy says Screed 2. Who taught him French?
Nightshade, probably. All right, time for some sassy-ree.
And why you with them Ezek clods?
I wore the Ezek shirt entirely because it's one letter off from Ezio. So.
This is your first show since you're back from...
Yes, this is... Yes, good evening, Internet. It is December 8th, 2016. This is Thursday Throne. I'm your host, Mark Amsry, DJ Amstrack. That's Daniel. My mom's over here.
Yesterday was the 75th anniversary
Yep.
of Pearl Harbor.
I have
Yep.
a cup of red sauce.
So we've been watching some documentaries on Turner Classic Movies.
Documentaries and...
propaganda.
Old like World War II propaganda films, which is really interesting.
Yeah, it is. I mean,
There we go.
some people get offended if anybody refers to American propaganda.
As propaganda?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean they equate propaganda as being, lies,
Right.
bullshit, stuff that evil,
Not necessarily.
evil leaders. Well, but I mean that's the way people seem to look at it.
Mhm.
Only an idiot would believe propaganda, and propaganda is just merely it's a persuasive technique. I mean, yeah, it's you present information in such a way, and yes, sometimes it's entirely made up.
It's polemic in support of a group or cause.
Right, yeah. So, there absolutely was and is American propaganda.
Hey, so Nightshade says, French? We're going to Italy, damn it. French is later down the pipeline. Clumsy says it's probably looking for a fellowship with the French fries. What about reading parts? How do we know you're the real Amtrak? Nightshade says, December. And the moment the propaganda discussion started, my stream froze. Come on, Twitch. Here
Weird.
we go. You know,
Yeah,
they call
so
it...
it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the propaganda is interesting. from all sides. It's interesting to see the techniques that they used and the things they choose to highlight. And,
and honestly, a lot of it is really good at its job. I mean, they're even just watching some of them, I felt the way that I'm sure that they were going to, that they were trying to make people feel, just like very...
Well, and especially in a situation
like
that.
Yeah.
And of course, when you expect your citizens to go off to war, when you expect wives to send their husbands off and mothers to send their sons off, and
you gotta glorify the potential sacrifice. You gotta dehumanize the enemy.
Absolutely dehumanize them.
And you've got to Americanize apple pie, which is actually Dutch.
So, but yes, if you stop and try and imagine yourself in that time, in that situation, and not knowing what may be coming next. I mean, certainly people on the West Coast very much feared that, Hawaii, the Philippines, that Guam, all of that was just, that was the first act. And that...
cheese bread.
That they were going to be... They were going to be next. That the Imperial Navy and the bombers were going to come for them. So...
Yep.
When in reality they probably weren't. Japan was just striking military targets as part of the terms of its alliance with the rest of the Axis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
well,
to try and keep the U.S. out of the way of their other targets in Southeast Asia.
Well, there was part of that too, but I mean, it wasn't just it wasn't just a diversionary strike either. It was like the U.S. had recently put some rather damaging embargoes, economic sanctions on Japan. And they were striking, at least in part, in response to that.
Yeah.
It's also of note, continuing the whole military targets thing, that even when they attacked Pearl Harbor, they deliberately, they did their best to hold off the attack until all of the present civilians had fled. Like the pilots buzzed the area several times just to essentially scare people off.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was an interesting tangent we got carried onto. Tonight, I'm back from Tucson. Tucson was awesome. I wasn't
been to 3 yet though.
No. I wasn't there quite as long as I thought I was going to be, but that's cool. Everything is shiny. I made a whole bunch of stuff for the You Are Now Earthbound Kickstarter. Filled a lot of little USB drives. If you Nestbots. If you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, you saw my many photographs of them on the last day. Yeah,
completely out of order because Facebook is dumb.
Yeah, it showed up way out of order on Facebook because Facebook just doesn't care. On Twitter, though, it would have appeared in the right order. #NestbotWatch 2016.
This inquires, where's my box, Hams? :V.
Oh, for the Yaneb thing, I didn't do any of the packing. And I think there's still a lot to go as far as the preparations thereof.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they let you go so early.
Yeah.
But then again, if they had waited until a lot closer to Christmas, if they kept you another 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, it would have been a pain to get to fly back.
To fly, and much more expensive.
Yeah.
Because they do hike up the rates usually around both Thanksgiving and Christmas. People traveling at that time of year.
Yeah, and that may have been that may have been part of the consideration on their part. But I also know that there were a lot more people coming to help out as well.
Okay.
And they basically just cycled me out to make room for others.
Okay.
Yeah, Tucson's not that far away. Because, I'm on a bus if they had to.
Yeah. I mean, TJ and I drove from...
They could have gone with a megabus and you could have made a review of it.
TJ and I drove from Tucson to here in about 2 days.
Actually, it says, Twitter likes to screw over the timeline too.
Oh, yeah?
It's okay. I'll get the Legends of Localization book first because I had to order it directly.
Speaking of...
Woo!
There it is right there.
Yep.
I was about to say, dang, I wish I had ordered that.
I did get that this actually did come. This was from the Yaneb Kickstarter. They shipped it separately, which I'd completely forgotten that this was going to be part of that because I went and ordered a second copy on my last week in Tucson, and then I got back here and saw your book has shipped as part of Yaneb order, and I was like, oh crap, I'm going to wind up with 2. So I sent an email and Plo fixed it. So it's all good.
Nightshade yells, "Gimme now!" Michael says, "Ooh, shiny."
Yeah, I haven't actually opened it yet. It's heavy. It's big. It's a big book.
It's a well-made book.
It's hardcover.
And
It could seriously be a textbook. Dear God, it looks like a textbook.
It almost could. And then it's got the title and author in English, and then in Japanese below that.
Yeah, the English stuff is printed, while the Japanese is like debossed on the cover, which I always think looks super fancy on books when it has stuff debossed.
Cut it open
Sure.
Carefully cut it open.
Sure. Distract us further from the game we're about to play.
I hereby dare a Japanese teacher to use that book as a supplemental source. Mike 1 concurs, it's textbookish. Nightshade says, it is the legendary script. The prophecy.
I did, at the same time, though, also order the Zelda one, because I hadn't gotten that one yet.
It has foretold its arrival.
And that one hasn't arrived yet. They are so bogged down out there. They are way behind on shipping things. Ooh. Mother 2, Geeg Strikes Back. Or Geeg. Because that's how it's...
bookmark, too.
Well, it's got this little...
Oh, and scratch and sniff. Because of course it does.
Don't scritch Master Barf.
Just like in the original player's guide, which I have somewhere. It's probably on that shelf right over there. Or in my room. Let's see. Ha! That's funny. Let's see. It says here... Before Earthbound's release in 1995, Nintendo of America's marketing team created several ads featuring images that produced smells when scratched. These magazine inserts and mailers included hamburger, garbage, and pizza scents, along with taglines about how foul and revolting the game was. The aromatic images were an interactive feature meant to engage the reader longer than a standard game ad. Earthbound's association with smells continued upon its release. The game's strategy guide, which came bundled with every copy of the game, included 6 scratch and sniff cards. Smells were chosen based on how they could be tied to the game. For example, a banana smell was chosen because it could be associated with a monkey character, and a mushroom smell was chosen to be paired with a mushroom foe. Other smells, such as rotten fish, vomit, and stinky feet, were considered, but didn't make the cut.
Thank God.
Smell still played a memorable role long after Earthbound's debut. Players could enter a contest by mailing one of the guide's scented cards to Nintendo of America. Every participant received a pizza-scented Earthbound air freshener in return, even years after the game's release.
Pizza air freshener.
Smell was a key feature of the initial Earthbound experience, yet its availability has begun to fade with time. To share this odorous legacy with fans, we've attempted to replicate some of the smells here. However, the scent chemicals used in the 1990s have been banned, so these are close approximations using modern scents.
The chemicals have been banned.
Produced by Shigeto Itoi. Even the book even has a sort of a book smell.
Yeah.
Sort of
it smells like a book.
New
like
books
a book.
have a smell. It's standard.
Which you carry
Smells like
this
a book
burden?
writer's.
Apparently the smell of Ness was supposed to be burnt rubber.
That's not pleasant either. And probably one of the chemicals that they outlawed.
Yeah, that smells different than I remember it.
It would definitely contain, like, phenol compounds, phenolphthalein, phenylamine, things you don't want in your nose.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's the smell I'm remembering, the carbon dog, which they made smell like a hot dog.
Mike once says, weren't the 90 cents carcinogenic or something?
Yeah,
Like I said, phenylamine, phenolphthalein. But actually, I think phenylamine is harmless. It's a... Dear crud, it may actually be an amino acid. Never mind that.
Stick this back in?
Sure.
Phenolphthalein safe stuff.
Oh, and it even feels nice. I like the feel of the cover there.
Most anything of a benzene.
Check that out. Just the feel of the cover.
But don't get pizza grease on it.
I can see the feel of the cover, and yeah, it's neat.
It's not like a glossy textbook. This is like
Wrap
a
this back around.
sure a oh, and I didn't put this in either.
It's like a nicer library book.
Yeah, exactly.
Masquerading as a textbook.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys were discussing World Wars, you missed a silly conversation.
Oh?
Nightshade said we're doing it, spelled Mountain Dew. Is this cheese bread I see? Like one says it's flat, square, and in a pizza-esque box. Ponder. Nightshade says cheese bread can be in a pizza box. There are pizza places that serve cheese bread.
Yep. This is just garlic bread, though.
Yeah, that's
Like one
true.
says, I'll assume it's hardtack until proven otherwise.
Yeah. Pemmican.
I strongly recommended Domino's feta stuffed cheese bread.
Ooh.
Nightshade said, now I'm hungry.
That sounds good.
Lasagna in the making. Don't know if that's a Domino's candidate option. They said, farts, it should be. More places need to offer advanced cheeses. Nightshade wants their Subway to offer provolone, ain't? I'm surprised they don't. And then we got to the Tucson Eggland thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you expound upon the
Remember.
What? No, actually to expound upon the not telling you who shot Alexander Hamilton.
Alexander Hamilton. So yeah, tonight we begin. Wow, we derped around for a long time. Tonight we begin Assassin's Creed 2. A few weeks before my hiatus, we finished Assassin's Creed 1, and then we played a couple of other games to fill the time until my departure. But now we continue the series. I have not actually played the rest of the series. I have only played the first one up to this point. And yeah, I liked the first one. I greatly enjoyed the setting. And I have heard that 2 is way better. So I'm excited to try it. So let's go.
Like one says, our host has been afflicted with the trombone status ailment. Oh wait, they're okay now.
I was thinking more like the Peanuts adult voices.
Peanuts to you.
No, not like that.
Oh, that's probably who he was thinking too.
That was really good.
To my knowledge, that was not actually a trombone, that was a trumpet with a mute on it.
Mm-hmm.
You could do have a trombone on a mute, but it would sound significantly different. I know too much about trombones because I played one in middle school.
I thought it was just somebody going.
Also, if you heard that scream earlier, I stabbed myself on my pizza. There is a sharp bit of thin crust on one side.
I'll wait for him to get back before I start. And Remy is in my chair. She appears to be looking at the TV though, which is cute.
Been doing some of that lately, haven't she?
Mm-hmm.
I'd better cheese it. The kitchen has the fuzz. Plop.
Yeah, Desmond works.
My name is Desmond Miles. I'm a prisoner of war. A war I never knew existed, waged by two groups I never thought were real. Templars and Assassins. The enemy showed me the truth. The things I've seen, the things I've been. 1,000 years of history flowing through my veins, brought to life by this machine. They're using me to search for something. Call it the Apple. It's an artifact, one of many so-called pieces of Eden. Templars collect them. It's how they stay in power. And if the Templars get their hands on another one, everything will change. They want to make us all their slaves. When they first brought me here, I was afraid of what would happen if I tried to fight back. Now I'm afraid of what will happen if I don't. I can't do it alone. Maybe I don't have to. I met someone. Her name is Lucy. I think she's on my side. She's gone now. She's taken away by the bastard Warren Finnegan's Templar masters. I don't know what will happen to her. What will happen to me. All I know is I need to get out of here. And I need to do it soon. My name is Desmond Miles. And this is my story.
Lorenz Strange Attractor! Ooh. Now you can read it. For all books containing thousands of pages, and each of them lies in
Irreparable truth.
Can't fix the truth. Got it.
I've entered the abyss and never returned.
Quetzalcoatl's hunger lies the answers.
Quetzalcoatl. Hunger lies the answers, yeah.
I don't understand that.
13.0.0.0.0. That's the long count thing. Something in Hebrew within Emperor Jiangjing's sin and something.
Like one says, hey, it's that globe projection with the modern political borders on it.
Something in Chinese down the side there. There's a Mandelbrot set.
Mandelbrot set. Box of streams. Today glow pterodactyl.
Hey, yeah, did you
Another
read about
Mandelbrot.
they found the first dinosaur tail?
Oh yeah, they found a dinosaur tail preserved in amber, and it's covered in feathers.
Feathers.
Not surprising.
Yep. But isn't that spectacular?
Yeah,
It's really cool.
They have found it. Yeah. They know for sure. now.
Now, they have found dinosaur feathers, like, individually before, but not, like, that many attached to something with, like, soft tissues still intact and stuff.
Yeah, they found, like, imprints of feathers in mud, or what you had used to be mud.
Mm-hmm.
And soft tissue.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not like it's going to clone them or anything.
No.
The tissue may be vaguely intact, but the DNA is long broken down.
Mm-hmm. There was even, like, iron from decayed hemoglobin.
Because you can actually demineralize fossilized T. rex bones and have, like, flexible, may as well have come from an animal that was recently alive collagen.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get at the contents of cells, but the DNA is long since toast. So no Jurassic Park.
Lucy, where have you been? Why did they...
Now.
She has blood on her. I don't think she got in there peacefully. You should probably follow her.
Characters look a bit different.
Get in.
What's with the blood? Are you okay?
Look, we have maybe 10 minutes, maybe, before they figure out what I've done. If we're not out of here and on the road before then...
Wait, we're leaving?
Desmond, I promise I'll answer all of your questions later. But right now, I need you to just shut up and do what I say. So please, get in the answers.
All right.
Desmond, you're such a doof. It's pretty clear she intends to bust you out. At that moment, I would be like, alright. Done. Getting in thing, looking forward to road trip. Michael 1 indicated there's another Mandelbrot above the 2213. Too early! Too early! How's that even there? Translation convention engaged.
Oh my love, in dispatch, I was at the bank when they told me. Did I miss it? Am I too late?
Sei un combattente. Combatti.
Too early, too early.
Listen to him. A fine set of lungs.
And what shall I call you, my lord?
Ezio. Ezio Auditore da Firenze.
Savagna. But in Italian this time.
Get up. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna need a second.
There isn't time, Desmond. We have to leave.
I hope the game's not really timing you.
Probably not.
Hey, what happened to your lab coat?
Okay, it's not going to let me do anything here.
Wait up!
Actually, I was worried that the game wouldn't have booted by the time you put lasagna in the oven. Michael 1 says Zn plus 1 equals Zn plus C. That's the equation for Malbrow set. Yep.
Sturger's got some fucked up interior deck.
Woo! Beeps.
Oop.
Hey! You're not supposed to be up here! Open this door! I'm calling it in! We have a breach in the research wing. I repeat, there's been a breach in the research wing. Requesting backup from all available
Swamp. Fancy.
There they are! Don't let them get away! Holy shit!
She's much more badass than she let on in the last game.
Desmond, why can't you run?
I'm holding the button to run. It's probably because he's feeling weird from having just come out of the.
Yeah, he did just have to briefly operate a newborn.
I read them to roll footage. How do you think I managed to hide all your nighttime snooping from the starter?
I was wondering why they didn't have cameras in there.
But they're on to us now. We need to hurry.
Desmond, you freaking moron. She said hurry. You're not hurrying. Nightshade says, obviously the memory...
Follow my lead, but keep an eye out for security. I'd rather avoid a fight.
Ooh, the cube farm. Obviously via the memory of the mother or father. Walking cubes. That's weird.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of security, if not the privacy.
Stay with me.
I'm with you.
Let me handle this, Desmond.
Now look, punching that guy.
Oops.
She said, let her handle me.
I didn't mean to attack her.
I like how she struck you back, but just once.
Mm-hmm.
Stay close.
Because that's what people do. If someone hits you for no reason, you hit them back. And usually just once.
I can handle this.
As opposed to NPCs in video games, which are just like one...
What is going on? They were just like
They were
jousting.
Pathing issues.
They were like foot jousting.
Jousting?
As in like jousting without a mount. Like
Just trying to grab each
running
other.
running back and
Ah.
forth at each
I
other.
thought you meant they were, aiming their feet at each other. That
Not quite.
would be interesting, though.
It would actually look even stupider than what they did, which is
Yeah.
surprising to me. So they did look pretty done.
I thought that was
Oh,
part of the work.
beep.
Must be on a separate system. I don't have the code.
Wait. Shit.
These four.
How did you do that?
I don't know.
Let's go.
I don't know. Let's discuss it on the road.
It's always something.
What was that, Leanne? Subject 16? Ezio, Audi something?
I
Audi
think
9000?
we've been wrong all along. That's why we need to get out of here. Vidic and the Templars, they're only part of the problem.
What do you mean?
I'll explain when we get there.
Get where?
On the road? Road trip. Oh great, it's full of dudes. Now I think you get to fight. Boy, that was some fighting.
Rotary scissors would make a really good weapon. These things cut like a son of a gun.
Jeez, that was some weird windmilling I was doing there.
Michael One says, you haven't unlocked the running skill, I guess. Nightshade says, you're fired.
Oh, there's running. I was hitting the wrong button. I forgot the controls from the first game.
Yeah.
Get in.
Good joke.
Truck!
It's for your own protection.
Jeez. Getting slightly harder to trust you, Lucy. It's the whole trunk thing. Ow.
Now, see, if she were expecting to do that, you'd think she would have put some, like, quilts in there or something.
Thanks for that. It's great. Shoving the trunk, bouncing around.
This way.
So, can you tell me what's going on now?
There was a reason for the escape. We need your help.
For what? Another treasure hunt through time?
Abstergo's gonna replace their admin. The map your ancestor found guarantees it. The other assassins, they'll do what they can, where they can, but
What? What is it?
we're losing this war, Desmond. The Templars are too powerful, and every day more of us die.
I still don't see how I fit into things.
We're going to train you, turn you into one of us.
What? No. No, you've seen me in action. I'm no good at this. And even if I was, it would take months. Years.
No, not with the Animus, not with the bleeding effect.
But I'm just...
How the bleeding effect.
Sometimes, that's all you need.
So that's why you found
I hate that bleeding effect.
What was his name? Ezio?
If you can follow in his footsteps, you'll learn everything he did, just like he did. Years of training absorbed in a matter of days.
You broke me out of Abstergo and brought me here just to make me an assassin?
Look, there's more to it than that, but it'll have to wait. Trust me, okay?
All right, I'm in. Tell me what you need.
Really? You're sure?
I thought you'd be happy about this.
Sorry, I'm just a little surprised. I spent the whole ride over here figuring out how I was going to convince you to do this.
Say, after what those Templar bastards put me through, I'm ready, willing.
Look, they animated this one weirdly.
Yeah, it's a little it's a little more cartoonish as far as the character models go.
Lucy, you made it. God, it's been so long. 7 years, can you believe it?
Indeed. Welcome back. So this must be the infamous Subject 17. Desmond Miles, was it?
Who are you?
I'm sorry, where are my manners? I'm Sean Hastings. This is Rebecca Crane.
Nice to meet you, Desmond.
Right, well, it's been lovely chatting, but if you don't mind, Desmond, let's begin straight to work. Time was precious. Doubly so these days.
We've got everything set up and ready, Lucy. Just say the word and we'll get going.
Here, I brought you something.
Lunchtime, doubly so.
Whoa! The memory core! This is amazing.
The memory core?
Data? Things are gonna go a lot faster.
Well, the memory core from that particular thing.
Merging the code. Don't tell me they're using subversion.
No, of course not. They're using Git.
They would, those lousy gits.
Hey, Git is awesome.
What's all this stuff?
It's also a pun on the insult.
This stuff, Desmond. Oh, this stuff, there's nothing special with this stuff. It's just the stuff that keeps our entire operation from falling apart, really. It requires a great deal of concentration to keep it all moving, so you'll forgive me if I don't have time to play meet and greet.
Sean's in charge of maintaining our knowledge archives. It's like a digital library. He'll be riding shotgun with me while you're in the Animus. So if you come across anything of note, people, places, events, etc., he'll create database entries you can consult for additional information.
Yeah, it's not just databases, though. I also provide tactical support for the other assassins. Desmond, once we're out there, actually doing stuff, risking their lives, little things like that.
He's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, he mostly sounds pressured.
Yeah,
I figure he is.
Yeah, that's true. He seems like he's doing good things. He's just kind of abrasive.
I think he would have been nicer to talk to at a better time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They'd be like, well, dang, got off the wrong foot there. Should have talked to him later, apparently. Oops.
Hey, listen. I just wanted to say thank you. And I'm sorry.
Sorry?
Yeah, before. Everything in Abstergo, it was just... I wasn't ready.
It's okay.
No. Going through all that. Knowing that the Templars still exist, what they're planning.
What's done is done, Desmond. You're here now, and that's what matters.
Mitchell said, Durr. Fairly sure the controls changed. So you may have been pressing what used to be the right button.
No, I realized the button that I was pressing was actually the sneak button. Or like the blend button.
Just trying to hide from security. Going for a stealth run. Stealth is the key. Stealth.
Stealth. Master Assassin.
Mike One says, Assassin's Creed 2. I hope this trunk has air holes.
Yeah.
Nightshade says, sharp turn, hits his head, dies. Back to the oven for me.
Yes,
Urging the code? I know this. It's a perforce it's a perforce integration. Oh boy. So many of those things. Nightshade also says, it's Sean, you'll get used to it. Like one says, kind of a jerk, but possibly for reasonable reasons.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They sound reasonable.
Yeah.
Hey, Desmond, what's up?
Just wondering what your role is in all this.
I take care of Baby. It's my job to keep her up and running.
Baby? You mean the animals?
Actually, I prefer an Animus 2.0, since Baby's twice as awesome as anything you'll find at Abstergo. The Templars might have deeper pockets than us, but they've got no ambition, no passion, no competitive edge. That's why, even with all their resources, anything they can do, I can do better. Faster, too. Anyway, take a seat when you're ready, and we can get started. I just need to make a few more adjustments.
It's certainly got a nicer seat.
Mm-hmm. Looks more comfy. Which was, probably a legit consideration for someone who cares about their subjects.
Yeah, it's actually kind of unsafe to lie on a mostly flat, hard surface for hours and hours.
Mm-hmm.
Bed sores are actually a bigger deal than you think they are.
So how does this work? Of course.
Deep breath.
Oh, what are you, a tiny child?
Sean!
Hell.
Here we go.
Like one says, memory chairs. Now for ergonomics. I guess they use memory foam.
Thanks, Uplay.
Actually says, now if no circles hitting your back. Yeah, those blue glowy circles just seem inefficient.
They also seem uncomfortable.
Oh, hideously. Right in the spine.
Repubblica Fiorentina, 1476.
Less than 2 centuries from Helmsman and Fisk's seminal work. Buckles.
Insieme per la vittoria! Silenzio, my friends! Silenzio! Grazie. Do you know what brings us here tonight? Honor. Viere de Paxi slanders my family's name and forces his own miseries upon us. If we...
Enough of your nonsense, Grullo!
Buonasera, Viera. We were just talking about you. Surprised to see you here. I thought the Patsy hired others to do their dirty work.
It's your family that cries for gods when there's trouble. But, afraid to handle things yourself.
Your sister seemed quite satisfied with the handling I gave her earlier.
Uccidetelo!
Rock can! You know how easily that's... Wow. I was gonna say, you know how easily that's dodged? But no, he just blocked with his face. A cunning plan.
The most cunning.
Like one says, oh hey, it's the construct. Well, time to punch these losers a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
You can strafe now. And there's a taunt button. It shows up on occasion. Oh, there it is. This one you're not actually fighting. And I keep misreading it as taint. I'm sure that's totally what you want to do in a fight. You gotta taint something. Ugh. nuts.
Hey! Behind you! Federico! What are you doing here? I want you to see if baby brother finally went on the fight. And? You have style. But endurance is what counts. Let's see how many of them you can ruin before they get invested.
Combos weirdly. Also, I think the game wants you to try deflecting and blocking.
I have been trying.
I call. Oh! I was gonna say I call this the woodpecker, but then, hey, no rock throwing, jerks. Get out of the rock thrower. You look stupid. Oh, that shield symbol is his health bar. Ow. Oh, and that big M is yours. Look at that one guy's just standing there. Man, that guy fell over for no good reason. Ugh.
Fall back! Fall back! Hold on. What? We almost won this. You're red.
Just a scratch.
Let the doctor decide.
It's not necessary. Besides, I've no money for this doctor of yours.
Wasted it on women and wine, huh?
I'd hardly call it wasted. Give me some florins then. Or have you done the same?
Sergeant, there's bound to be something in your pocket.
Actually, Michael says, I'm going to do all my pose with my face. Nightshade says, lasagna get.
Yay, lasagna.
Loot, 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 loot. I appreciate a game with a loot button.
Okay, that should be enough. Let's get out of here before the guards are.
But no, I'm going to finish looting. Because money.
Oh, the disconnect between gameplay and... Ludo narrative dissonance. Do, 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 do. Let's get out of here before the guards arrive, quickly. It's dangerous to stay around looting. Loot, 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 loot. Nightshade says looting is very useful in this game.
Butt right in face.
Oh, I think you're not supposed to let that guy see you looting. Oh well.
The sooner we're done with the doctor, the sooner we can sleep.
You should see the other guy. You mean the street full of other guys? All groaning and nursing various injuries. Yeesh, that's how you get to the doctor, huh?
That's how they get to the doctor.
Ow.
Ben Trovato, doctor.
Fratello di due. Why am I surprised? You made quite a mess of yourself. It's not real.
You must help him. That pretty face is his only asset.
Also interesting how Ezio now has that scratch in the same place that Desmond has his scars.
This way. Quite a night.
Indeed. Only wish they were all as much fun. Oh, wait. They are.
We should head home, Ezio. Father should be wondering where we've gone.
Yes. I'd rather avoid the lecture.
Up where we raised them?
To where?
Roof of that church.
Like one says, you beat up a street gang and took their money. River City Ransom, 15th century edition. And, a plague doctor. Clumsy says, now playing. Eddie Izzard lived twice with no plague night.
I almost feel bad about this.
Whoops!
You nearly...
I overshot.
You fled the target.
I would have won handily, except...
Except you flung yourself away.
Yup.
You have to do it again? Yep.
Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Dang it.
You can do it.
Yeah. It's not hard, I just managed to keep on screwing up a bit.
All you gotta do is stop sucking.
Yep. I wonder if this will get me there any faster.
I almost feel bad about this.
Be careful.
No shame in failure, brother.
Yeah. Just barely, though.
This way.
Where are you going?
You'll see. It is a good life we live.
Best. Never change.
And they never change us.
Wow, brother, there's a great view of the credits from here. Next it says Venice Rooftops, the best tune in the whole game.
All right. Enough of it. We really should head home. Let's go.
Wait.
What? Ezio, let Christina sleep.
There will be time enough for that. Later.
Cristina Vespucci.
Keep looking. Couldn't have
Mhm.
gone far.
He mentioned him in the chat. As long as you can't help what he's saying.
E6, wills, and rooftop houses. Now with bunnies.
Oh wait, down there is where I'm going.
Christina!
Who's that?
Me!
Oh, it's you. I should have known.
May I come in?
Fine, but only for a minute.
A minute is all I need.
Indeed.
Well, wait. Come in.
Whoa.
dear. Thank you, camera.
No, I'm just gonna let that happen.
Christina! Tutu will be here soon. Come, my brother. Is it really so terrible? God, what is this? I'll kill you!
No, that's not necessary.
God, follow la sua testa!
There's really no need for violence.
You're probably supposed to have climbed something.
You left me confused with someone else. She needed some help with some things. I'm mostly innocent.
Mostly innocent. Actually, it says rated M for mature. Oh, it looks more like it was rated B for boobs. That doesn't look like the right color for hay.
I think it might be leaves.
Not sure if that's going to be more or less itchy than hay. Doctors now available for healing. What happened to them? Oh, medicine.
I am anonymous. I am Legion.
Ow! That... It's really bright in that part of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to a different part that isn't so blindy.
The city's so bright I gotta wear shades.
VidPC says, welcome back, Trick Track.
Hey, thank you.
What's wrong with that guy? Oh, is that a guard? Or...
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so it's something that's coming towards you. And
No, it's noting that it's off screen in that direction.
no, I was noticing the chevron was filling up.
Yeah, it was saying he was starting to take notice of me.
Ah.
Now, what is that eagle icon there? I climbed up and didn't. That would, of course it is.
Smells like a viewpoint to me. Eagle poop.
That's not quite what I meant to do. 73 viewpoints.
Actually, it says Eagle Icon is a synchro point, aka Vid's Bane. Clumsy says DVD drive, the Bane of Sentient.
Jeez, guy.
He just take an overdump? Like, what happened there?
He, like, walked into me and dropped his stuff.
It says, nah, synchronization points are great. Clumsy says, go to talk and killer robots will control all synchronization nightmare.
Okay.
It says, in Assassin's Creed, not every other game.
Mercante d'arte.
Michael 1 corrects Clumsy as being clearly thinking about printers.
San Giovanni. Sure. Why not? I'll buy a treasure map. Hey, would you grab me a cream soda? And put this in the can depository?
Yeah. Yep.
Doop. Thank you.
I zapped the can. This isn't empty enough. Eh. You're not the thing. There
Thank you.
we go. Fresh what?
What?
Something fresca. Nightshade says, treasure map just reveals all treasure boxes. Hunting them all down is good for the wallet. But it's a long process.
Well, that's fine.
A grind off screen long process.
Wow, really?
As opposed to Christina's room? That's a significant deposit of bird plaster.
Yes, it is. Oop, no, no, no.
Sparkle, sparkle.
Right,
Let's
I have to
attach our
hold it.
box.
Yay. I got
It
demonies.
had 104 Fahrenheit in it.
Or 104 Forte.
Sounds pretty loud. Nightshade says it can take hours.
Oof. Well, so did the flags.
Sparkle, sparkle. Actually, it says loot it. Clumsy says, sweet free, loot the candles and shoot the puppy.
No!
Nightshade? Clumsy? Sorry, Nightshade. Clumsy, what do you have? Crazed robot.
Crazed robot, indeed. Poor puppy.
Beep, boop, destroy. Beep, boop, kill.
Running around, robbing chests, all whacked on my
Scooby snacks.
assassin snacks. I don't know.
Nightshade says, the good news is there are no flags in this game.
Yay.
Or if there is any, not a lot. What are these rooftop hutches, and why do they seem to exist in all times and places? And what's the modern day equivalent? HVAC blocks? Careful not to fall in that alley. I'll bet it's disgusting. I'll bet it's downright awful.
Really? I just made an awful joke. That was an awful joke, in fact.
You might catch effluenza.
Affluenza?
Effluenza.
Oh, ew.
Effluence.
Ugh. Gross.
Effluenza. It's worse every time I say it.
Uh-huh. Wee. Bottega di Leonardo a Firenze.
Nietzsche goes on to say there is, however, another kind of collectibles that will be answered in an upcoming game. There's another kind of collectibles. Michael 1 says, my question will be answered in an upcoming game. Clandestine rooftop hutch builder with treasure chest placement subquests.
Is that anything like Clandestine Duck Approach? Okay, I have no idea where this thing is.
That was supposed to be Game of the Year, but I didn't have time to make a game. I don't even know how to make a game.
Oh, that's how. I
can program, but I sure that can't storyboard. Or animate, or make rapid design decisions. Because I am indecision given form.
That's not quite what I was going for, but that works.
Don't be shy. Thrust your rapiers into this pile and watch nothing happen. Actually, it says some chests could be inside the building. Michael 1 says there sure are a lot of chests out on balconies. Yeah, they're like the unintended pies of Florence. Actually, it says, unfortunately, the best stealth weapon is not in this game. What's the best stealth weapon? I mean, don't you get access to Leonardo DiCaprio's glider?
You mean Da Vinci?
Yes, I'm intentionally being screwy.
Good. Why are all these doors locked?
Ooh, I wonder if you get to meet the Vitruvian Man. Vid says, God, I hope you're happy. I'm installing Ass Creed 2 now. You might not want to... I think that's the porn adaptation. You want Screed 2. Adaptation? I think I meant parody. Like one says, surely you mean you might be in decision given form?
Yeah.
Nice, it says you do that thing, Vid. Meanwhile, I'll boot up Final Fantasy 15. Ah, yes, Final Fantasy Road Trip.
I can't wait for that to come out on PC. And it'll be a long time before I get to it, because I still have to beat 9 and 12.
What is love? Chicken, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. Oh,
I sneak up behind you, Giovanni.
Good morning, Father.
Come on, me.
oh, you're already there.
Do you think me blind and deaf, son? I know all about your fight with getting Patsy last night. And then this little visit to Christina. Your behavior is unacceptable. It reminds me of myself when I was your age. I assume this adventure is wrong to interfere with your work.
No, Padre. Avete la mia parola.
I've prepared some documents here for Lorenzo Di Medici to review. I need them delivered to
With haste, Father.
return to me when it's done.
Ah, one of the Medicis.
Mm-hmm.
Giovanni is very well connected if he knows a Medici.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is, but it's the Lorenz Medici. Oh, hey, look! A private residence left open with its wealth on display. Theft for the theft gods.
Loot for the throne. Ooh, Sarto.
Farto.
Pouches.
Medicine pouch.
I don't have nearly enough money for either of those.
Maybe you should have bought... Well, actually no. That thing's making a lot more money. So, in fact, I think it's paid for itself about 3 times now.
Oh yeah.
Or 4? Not that you wouldn't have happened upon a couple of those chests, I'm sure. They're really sparkly.
Probably don't need the Fabro right now.
And they are unnaturally sparkly. I can only assume Sarte... Or Sarto means store. What's Fabro?
I think it means tailor. Sarto means tailor.
Oh, sartorial. Duh.
Yeah. Fabro, I'm sure comes from the same word as our fabricate, because it was a blacksmith.
Ah. Next it says, pouches are useless until you have expendables. I'm thinking you buy medicine. Like a tip showed up on how to select medicine. It involved a D-pad and I think A? Or X? The bottom one. Why is the music doing this? It's a perfectly chill morning in Florence with teleporting robed guys, some birds, but I don't like what the music's up to. It sounds portentous. Nightshade confirms Fabro is blacksmith. Which is odd. I thought Ferrari was literally blacksmith. Like pretty much the equivalent of the English smith.
Ah, ben trovato. Oh, come sempre. I have a letter for Messer Lorenzo.
I'll see that he receives it when he returns.
Returns?
They've gone to Villa Careggia, I'm afraid, and not expected back for at least another day.
I'll let my father know.
I wonder if you can fast punch lock. What? Great, some guys saw you climbing a ladder, now it's rough by them.
Yeah, they're probably that rival family. Or, agents thereof.
Ah, sharks.
Sharks?
Yep. Nope.
Nope, no good.
Ow, jerks. Have fun down there. And we're good.
Yep.
Until someone finds Saren Koch's farms. The guy that fell off might have died.
Yeah.
Luckily, forensics haven't been invented yet, so it's going to be hard to trace it back to you.
It's the auditory da forensics.
Throw someone off a roof these days, and they'll find, like, fibers on them that somehow have your DNA or something. Can't get away with anything anymore.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
If you happen to do it to bad people in the course of trying to escape from them, yeah, it can be, actually.
Hmm.
Like, if you don't have any proof that they weren't innocent, it just looks like you, and, you're fighting someone and one of them happens to fly off a roof because they lunged at you too hard. It kind of looks like you murdered a guy.
Like that bit in Pandora Directive?
Is that the prequel to Puppy Helmet?
What?
Splinter Cell Puppy Helmet.
You remember Pandora Directive?
Yeah, Penny Arcade had a strip about the name being silly.
No, they didn't.
Puppy Helmet was one of the... Pandora Tomorrow, you idiot. Right. Pandora Directive, Sex Murphy. I'm dumb. And the guy with the... Yes. And Tex kind of gets in trouble temporarily, but... Right.
Yes.
Sorry, I conflated it with Pandora Tomorrow's Splinter Cell. Still don't like what the music is up to. Nightshade says, going to rooftops makes you suspicious fast. Makes rooftop running a pain. You killed a man, Ezio. Before your time. By the way, do not auto-heal. You'll need to use medicine or see a doctor. Oh, you do not auto-heal. Ah, yes, that's why the far right sector, that M, is not returning. Oh, you seem to auto-recover a little bit when you're low. Because during the street fight, he was down to 3, got knocked down to 2, and I saw it go back up to 3. What's in here?
Treasure!
It's a steal! Yay! Tetris box. It's full of Tetris blocks. And loot. So awesome to be a young ne'er-do-well in a city where they haven't invented fingerprinting yet. Where was fingerprinting developed? Scotland Yard?
I don't know.
Up the rafters. Are you looking for cats? Secret lives of the house cats of Florence. Seriously, I'm pretty certain there should literally be like at least one cat up there on the roof waiting for you.
And long jump. Whee!
Oh boy.
It looked like he was going to miss.
That's one of those uncomfortable falls. Have you ever noticed how there's a certain height above which it just starts to feel like something wrong is happening?
Yeah.
It's like there's ancient instincts are just like a fall shouldn't take this long. Should have hit the ground or the water by now. Certain high dives can be like that.
Keep up the good work. Beast get on.
Too much, Giovanni. Francesco Di Pazzi's in prison. The threat is imminent.
Why did he yell that?
Hello, son. You remember my friend?
Good morning, Gonfaloniere Alberto.
To you as well. I trust you delivered the message.
Si, padre. But it seems Lorenzo is out of town.
I did not anticipate this.
What does it matter? So you wait another day or two.
Listen, your mother and sister have been looking for you. I'll need you again in a little while, but for now, see if you can help.
Are you sure?
Yes, now you excuse us.
To see Lorenzo.
Yep, something's up. Pops has something in motion with too many moving parts, and it's starting to go south already. Michael once said, "I'm okay, my spine broke my fall." Actually, if you land flat on it, that can work surprisingly well.
Hold on a sec. Something that I...
Like, if you don't have spinal disorders, and you haven't injured your spine in any particular way, and you're young enough, the back is actually one of the stronger things to land on. Doesn't deal with strain well, but it can take a lot of stress.
Hey, Claudia. How are you? You shouldn't keep things from me.
It's Lucio.
What are you?
I think he's been unfaithful.
Who told you this?
The other girls.
She looks like she has a little soul
I thought
patch.
they were my friends.
They're probably lying.
You're better off without them.
I loved him.
No, Claudia. You only thought you did.
He should suffer for what he's done.
Wait here. I'll go have a word with him.
That was a cruel, venomous face she put on there.
Mm-hmm. Find Duccio.
And before Duccio didn't actually do anything.
Yeah. It's possible.
Your mother and sister are in town. See if you can help them. Go beat up your sister's boyfriend.
Yes, dust off the...
Yeah, I suppose a father wouldn't mind that. Someone hurts their little girl. His older son goes and does the dirty work for him.
Well, I can't get down this side.
Like one says, if it's all the same view, I'd rather not test that.
Hmm.
Oh, definitely not from that height. Heck no. I've jumped up. When I'm talking about uncomfortable heights, the water park called Whitewater Bay in Oklahoma City has a faux stone high dive into a pool that can't be more than 30 meters, possibly even less. And it definitely hits the oh dear crud, I've been in the air too long threshold. And the water hits pretty hard when you hit it too, especially if you're at any angle that isn't just like Penciltown.
Penciltown?
USA.
Pennsylvania?
I'm
not sure I like that.
Hey kids!
Oh.
It's your pal, Creepo the Clown! Gradually turning into Markiplier! Help Creepo, please!
You're still maintaining quite a bit of the creepy clown.
Creepy clown!
Creepy clown qualities.
That's the creepy clown in the forest.
I actually really like Markiplier's voice, though. It's kind of awesome.
He should have been an old-timey radio host. He has both the voice and at one point the mustache. I think for some reason he shaved it at some point. Like one says, it appears that money glows until it's stolen. That makes stolen money really easy to find.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not specific stolen money, but like, yeah, you can't pay for anything with it. It doesn't glow.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take it to the dim market.
Duccio, it's beautiful. Nothing but the best for you, amore.
But what of Claudia? I thought you had promised her.
Father said I could do much better than outpose.
Ah! Firmate! Come, let us walk a bit.
What? I had something else.
Oh, Duccio.
Hey, Luri the Porco!
Ezio, my friend.
Lurid Porco.
Parading around this puttana.
What are you talking about?
I saw the gift you gave her. Of the things you said.
Maybe your sister shouldn't be so stingy with her virtue.
You broke her heart.
Ha! And now I'm going to break your face. You are the only one who stopped me.
Well, you just gave him the high ground. Good job, Doof.
You regret never opening your mouth.
I could have taught your sister a great many things. She's lucky to have had someone like me.
What is that spinning technique?
He's surprisingly talkative while being punched in the face.
Especially at that rate. My goodness.
Stay away from my sister!
Stay away from my face! Ow! backing away in terror. Okay, stop terrorizing the populace. They finally decided they'd had enough of your...
Yes, there's still another chest inside this tower that I did not access previously.
Careful, someone sees you.
It's fine.
It's not.
It will be fine. Except I can't go up from there.
Jeez, quick to throw rocks, are we? Time to punch some idiots. Oh, kidneys. He's gonna have a hard time peeing tonight. Man, Ducio is a complete doof. Should I call him Doof? Doofio. Dumb arse guy. Oh, you're probably mental that thing, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Look. Look. Look.
Okay, so this is the level at which that other chest is. Yeah, there it is.
And this kind of abuse, Ezio is going to have some really arthritic fingers when he gets older.
Heh.
Like. Clamber, clamber, clamber.
Nope, nope, nope. Not all the way over there.
Here's the one we got last time.
Mm-hmm.
I see it down there.
Yep.
Sparkle, sparkle.
Just trying to spot a way down that it would not be quite so injurious.
It's practically a golden highway. Why do they keep this in a stable?
This isn't a stable.
Really?
Look at how tiny this is.
Oh, that's more scaffolding. Okay.
Yeah.
Somehow that scaffolding looked a little bit stable. It looked like a trio of stalls.
Also, what kind of stable is this tall?
One for really rich horses? Like a big racing conglomerate? A horse at headquarters? You know, like a one of those bigger Equinity firms?
Equinity firms. Wow. Just...
Like one says, stable high-rise is the way of the future.
horse elevators. Do I have any other way down? Looks like no.
And a horse butler named Withers.
Looks like I'll have to jump.
Ow!
Haha.
Ow!
I'm fine.
You rolled into those hard protrusions.
Ezio's a strong young lad. He can take it.
Like one says, well, there's always the fast way down.
How the heck do I get in there to where the chests are?
Run around the outside at various heights until you find an ingress. Oh man, I'll bet there's shaper portals all over this town. You yelled at. What? See, you're in that. They must be referring to the.
No, wait. There we go. Had to get a little closer.
Buongiorno, Ezio.
Buongiorno, voi madre. Come state?
Sto bene. And you? Still recovering from last night?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Of course not. Anyway, I have an errand to run. I'd like you to join me. Come, it's not far from here. I know about your fight with Yale.
Fine.
Felice, let's not play this game.
He spoke ill of us. Could not allow him to continue.
I'm sure he's having a hard time dealing with the accusations against his father. Francesco di Pazzi is many things, none of them good. But even I never suspected he'd be capable of murder.
What happened to him?
I imagine there will be a trial.
From father speaking.
He'll have to. He's the one with the evidence.
Still, I wish there was another way.
You've nothing to fear. Everyone wants justice done. It is an unfortunate state of affairs, but it will pass.
Ezio, why does your mom have an HP bar? This worries me. Like one says, it's usually quite safe for the first 90% of your trip, but that last bit is a doozy.
Hello, Leonardo.
Madonna Maria.
This is my son, Ezio.
Molto onore.
L'onore è mio.
Let me go and fetch the paintings. I'll be right back.
He's very talented.
Immagino.
Self-expression is vital to understanding and enjoying life. You should find an outlet.
I have plenty of outlets.
I meant besides vaginas.
Back to your house then.
Si, si. Ezio, help Leonardo, will you?
So what do you do?
He's been working for his father.
Ah, you're to be a banker.
For now. You, Art, was it?
Truth be told, it's been difficult for me to set up. Painting is nice, but I don't feel like my work lacks, I don't know, purpose. Does that make sense? I'd rather contribute more practically, more directly. Architecture, perhaps, or
Science.
anatomy. I'm not content with to capture. I want to change it.
Oh, Leonardo, I have no doubt you'll go on to do great things.
Vi ringrazio. That's kind.
Petruccio Auditore.
Doing out there, Petruccio. You should be in bed.
I want those feathers.
What for?
It's a secret.
If I get it, will you go back inside?
Yes, I promise.
Why would he be in trouble for sneaking out of bed at like maybe 8 in the morning?
He's probably ill,
Hmm.
would be my guess. Jeez, these are some pretty far-flung feathers.
Yeah, how's he able to point to them all at once like that?
Whee!
Chimney ninja!
That was pretty fun.
Chim chim.
Let's see here.
Chimney ninja. Why don't you just timer?
I collected all the feathers.
Oh, I thought you had to bring them back too.
I do, but that's apparently not timed.
What? I just jumped around and confused. What the heck?
There we go. That's a weird way of getting in there. Always entering through the rooftops.
Tip top through the rooftop. It's almost like you're already an assassin. Dropping in on the bureau.
Here, as promised.
Grazie, brother.
You still haven't told me what you want, please.
I will. In time.
I'm making a bird.
From scratch.
With forbidden alchemy. Oh great! Now there's feathers everywhere.
Oh, feathers.
Oh no, is he Icarusing? Tell me the kid doesn't plan to Icarus.
Get this to its destination fast. Really fast. I pay you well.
You're getting all sorts of neat stuff in your database. Oh great, guys.
Not guys.
They're under your supervision. You're responsible for them.
Oh, God.
Ah! anything happens to them, you're responsible.
Hey. Okay, now for the other one.
You can't climb that tree. Now, why is this little side quest titled Casanova? Yeah, I probably don't actually need to ask that.
It's a new because it's a new house. Oops.
What was that?
I think that might have just been the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, the clock is pulsing at you a bit now.
Yay.
Okay, you did that. Good job.
I did the thing. Viaggio. Nobody there. There are chests in here. How do I get in?
Yeah. Did someone open an outside door?
I see no open windows. Hey, that looks familiar.
Wait, is that the smeared painting?
What?
Or dang it, I'm not sure what that's supposed to be.
Well, it's totally a mosaic, but
Yep. They haven't invented Netscape yet.
what?
They haven't found anyone to navigate the Netscape yet.
That faithless husband of mine is cheating. I know it, as do all the neighbors. Please teach him a lesson.
Locate the cheating husband.
Yeah, so you're pretty much just used as a weapon by the populace. Look out, there's a guy right
Yeah, I know.
right in your face. These guys are fast. But weak. Really weak. Did you just steal in front of a bunch of monks?
Maybe? But hey, they...
says, wasn't that the painting that was inexpertly restored?
Was it?
Yeah, it looks really similar to it in ways. Oh boy. Hey.
Tornado! She wins! I give up! That bitch! I've been wonderful wife of mine! Let's go home!
No, no, no.
Okay, where are my shoes? The floor is getting very cold.
That was nearly overshot that.
Shoes. Shoes.
No, wait. Oh, there's a ladder there. That's much easier.
Ezio, come in, sir. I need these packages delivered to associates of mine in the city. I also need you to retrieve a message for me from a pigeon not too far.
Va bene. I'm getting it done.
Come back here when you're finished. There are some things we need to discuss. And please, my son, stay out of trouble.
Okay. Real quick, I need to go record my life.
What
So I will be right
is
back.
The letter in the pigeon poop. Can he drive it over in a pigeon coop? Maybe a pigeon sedan? So, hands up. Who thinks Mr. Auditory there is getting in... is progressively getting in more and more over his head over the course of this little intro sequence? First class snail from Sun Life Microsystems. Bread's worth more than the cookies. Cool. Mitch, it says that Ezio's dad's face is one of his voice actor.
Oh, that's cool.
Face capture.
Yeah, face capture is always a neat thing when they, match it up like that. Makes it easy to... Oh, wait, I still had more of this left than I thought I did. Well, got 2 sodas now.
Unless, of course, you're talking about... DreamWorks face capture.
Well, DreamWorks face capture just captures the
DreamWorks face.
Mm-hmm.
Shark Tale and B-Movie are nightmarish things. Same here, buddy.
Like, B-Movie is a very silly and kind of clever idea, but I don't think they had enough there to build an entire movie.
There are 3 tiers of dehuberance. Gentle push, shove, and tackle. It's like it escalates as you run faster.
It's just like, hey, isn't that a silly pun? It's like a B-movie, but with bees.
Actually, it says slightly different, because I think what they did is they made a live-action prequel and shown a younger Giovanni. So there's a few other actors who had their face used, like the main bad guy.
No, idiota. He just happens to look exactly like the man.
Give it here. Don't worry, boy. We're not contagious. This time not.
Alrighty then.
Couple of ruffians. I'm sure Ezio is quite confused as to why his father would be consorting with such folks. Fraternizing.
Well, it's clearly because Giovanni's getting increasingly over his head. I don't know what he's up to, but it has too many moving parts, and it's been going south since we first met him.
Over here.
That's all ninja move.
I have a delivery from John Yalatori. Yes. Were you followed? No.
No?
Why would I be followed? Give me the package. Tell your father that they're moving tonight. He should as well. Who's moving? What's going on here? Wait, come back. Explain yourself.
Where are they moving to? Ezio's not very savvy yet, is he?
Well, he doesn't know the nature of the conspiracy.
I'm sure he doesn't, but...
He realizes something's up and is hoping to find some answers from the people who are causing this confusion.
Mr. Nervous there, kind of offers hint of his panicking.
PG.
Hold the camera to use a contextual camera when alternate cameras is played.
Oh, that's cool. That is... Okay, that doesn't work quite the way I thought it did, but...
What the heck?
Oh, wait, yes it does. It's, Weapon select.
So you can use Zenninagi?
Yes, you can use Zenninage.
Just like throw money at people?
Mm-hmm. Which, you know, would have been nice in the first game when you had beggars accosting you.
Just a few! I don't have any currency, and no, I don't know why. I have knives.
I am penniless.
You can sell some of these knives. I got him off one of those guys that was covered in knives.
Covered in knives.
As it says, he's the guy that plays the guy is actually a well-known actor in the province.
Hmm.
Nice warding runes on the door there.
Father? Federico.
Oops.
Silenzio! I'm sorry, I'm so sorry.
What happened? Where is everyone?
They took your father and brother to the Palazzo della Signoria. To prison.
My mother. My sister.
Ezio.
Claudia. Are you alright?
Yes, but mother... She's in shock. They... When she resisted...
It's not safe here. Is there some place you can take them?
Yes, yes, to my sisters.
Good. Do that. In the meantime, I'll go see my father.
Be careful, Mr. Ezio. The guards were looking for you as well.
Reach Giovanni's cell at the top of the Palazzo de Signoria and find out why he has been imprisoned.
Oh, he meant the actor who plays the main bad guy.
Mm.
Whoever the heck that is.
Tiny ledge to grab on from. Okay, let's see here. That looks like a good ingress over there. Ooh, feather.
You should put it in your cap.
And call it macaroni.
I don't think that sells in style yet. That is some way in the future.
Yeah, a few hundred years.
Aren't we just having fun being mostly all-knowing futuremen?
Mm-hmm. That's how you do when you're from the future.
You make jokes at the expense of the past holes? Go, Leonardo. I'm sure you're going to do great things. You could say that. Like epic science. And all sorts of ridiculously advanced engineering for the time. Let's say, I think I'm on the wrong side of the ladder. Oh, there's a guy.
Yep.
Luckily, instead of causing any real trouble, he just yelled at you to leave.
Mm-hmm. And he got over there and was like, huh, maybe I was imagining it.
Kid, what are you doing up here? Get out. Hey, where'd you go?
Ezio. Father. What's happening?
Took a bit of a beating, but I'm alright. Whatever your father insists.
Safe now.
An antidote?
Yes. Wait. Knew this would happen?
Not the way it did, not this soon. Doesn't matter now.
What do you mean? Explain.
There's no time. Listen closely. Return to the house. In my office is a hidden door. Use your talent to find it. Beyond lies the chest. Take everything you find inside. Much of it may seem strange to you, but all of it is important. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. Among the contents is a letter, and with it some documents. I need you to take these documents to Mr. Roberto. He was with me in the office this morning.
The one down on the end, I remember. Now please, tell me what's happening. What the Pazzi behind us? There was a note for you to bid you. It said go, Ezio. Go now.
Wait, what did the pigeon poop letter say?
Hold on a sec. I didn't actually manage to get synced up there. So I don't have a map of... my map of this area is not... It is not. That is sufficient. Ooh, moon. Moon!
Wherever you do, don't ring that bell. Don't ring the bell. Don't do it.
But I wanna.
Why?
'Cause it's there.
It'll go ding and people will show up.
Well, it'll go ding. I'll be gone before people show up, though.
What if there's someone right behind that door?
Then I'll jump on the door and knock them down.
Now, what did the pigeon poop letter say?
I forget.
I don't think we've seen it. I guess you can't access those database things yet?
I don't know. Geez, why is the map killing the frame rate?
Look at all the particles.
Yeah.
The map's freaking out.
Database. Recent entries. Petruccio. The youngest of the Auditore children, Petruccio was described as having a weak constitution by Giovanni Auditore in a letter to Lorenzo de' Medici soon after the boy's birth. Apparently, he didn't improve with time. Petruccio was pulled from school due to illness when he was 12, and according to records from the family doctor, was confined to bed. No other data exists after that, so it is probable that he eventually succumbed to his illness.
Well, that's just sad.
Leonardo da Vinci. Date of birth, 1452. Profession, painter, inventor, designer, architect, scientist, engineer. The illegitimate son of a notary and a peasant woman, Leonardo da Vinci was raised in Tuscany. Like many destined to be superstars, he had no surname, Vinci being the town in which he was born. At age 14, he was apprenticed to a Florentine painter, Verrocchio, who taught him chemistry, drafting, painting, or Verrocchio. I think because the H. Verrocchio, who taught him chemistry, drafting, painting, sculpting, and modeling. When he was 20, Leonardo established his own workshop and then traveled across Italy, eventually painting his great masterpieces, The Last Supper in 1498 and the Mona Lisa in 1503 to 1507. During his travels, Leonardo studied the world with unquenchable curiosity, recording his observations in mirror writing within his notebooks. He created designs for a helicopter, tank, solar power, and a calculator, among others. He was also an engineer designing garrisons, cannons, and movable barricades. Despite this epic list of accomplishments, Leonardo was hounded by his patrons for his chronic procrastination. Pieces frequently took years longer than he anticipated, and many were never finished at all. Leonardo also had a tumultuous love life. Accused of sodomy in 1476, he was most likely homosexual. Salai, his assistant, was accused of stealing and spending too much money on clothes, but was also probably Leonardo's lover. Leonardo painted several pictures of Salai, including his famous St. John the Baptist, and left Mona Lisa to him when he died in 1519. Bonks.
Very story schnitzel.
Rebecca C. 84. It looks like the Templars are using the banking network to transport their money. I bet you could snag some of that cash. With the advent of double-entry bookkeeping, which allowed bankers to keep track of their clients' deposits and withdrawals, and the proliferation of many different types of Italian currency into the pool of circulation, banks became an essential part of everyday Renaissance life. Banks technically couldn't make money on their money, because the Catholic Church forbade the charging of interest. But in practice, this restriction wasn't followed by bankers, or even by the Vatican, which participated in the banking system and required banks to pay the Pope gifts in proportion to the amount of money he had deposited with them. As long as it isn't called interest, God won't notice, right? Usurers. Maria Auditore. Date of birth, 1432. Profession, writer, noble. I grow tired of these walls that surround me and am bored with safety. Now is the time to make a decision. I will go out there and see what my life may truly be. Maria wrote these words when she was 16, a week before she met Giovanni Auditore. Born into the powerful banking family, the Mozzi, Maria is one of the most famous historical sources of the time period due to her multi-volume diary, which has been translated by several notable scholars and is on display in the Uffizi Gallery in Florence. With funding from her parents, Maria opened up a bakery in the courtyard of her family palazzo, which she transformed into an artistic gathering place. It was there that she met a man with such conviction I found myself rooted to the spot, unable to look anywhere else. That man was Giovanni Auditore. Maria and Giovanni were married in 1450. Maria's diary entries continue for the next few decades, describing her patronage of several up-and-coming artists and her trials as a mother, at which point she abruptly abandons her writing, to the disappointment of historians everywhere. Art merchants. Rebecca C. 84. Looks like you can buy paintings for the Villa Auditore here. Maybe they have some other special things for sale as well. The shops of Renaissance artists were usually small and dealt mainly in religious decorations for churches or homes. Artists were not considered visionaries as they are today, but were treated merely as craftsmen, just like carpenters and blacksmiths. The production of art was usually cooperative. The head of the shop was the master, who received commissions and oversaw the assembly of the painting. He was expected to be a businessman and turn a profit, usually creating copies of whatever religious paintings were in vogue at the time. Claudia Auditore. Profession, student, noble, date of birth 1461. The third child of Giovanni and Maria Auditore, and the first girl in the family, Claudia seems to have been a bit of a spoiled brat. It looks like her parents had to raise her dowry by 1,000 florins after she scared away all her potential suitors. A report from her school indicates she once attacked another girl for looking at her boyfriend and knocked her out cold. On the plus side, she's Ezio's sister, so you should be safe. Palazzo della Signoria. Arnolfo de Cambio designed the Palazzo della Signoria, also known as the Palazzo Vecchio. Vecchio, that means old. I know that. In 1299 for the rulers of Florence, the Signoria. The Signoria was made up of 9 members, or priori, selected by the city's guilds, 2 from each district, and a gonfaloniere,
a guy of justice.
Of justice. Gonfaloniere. I'm guessing. Gonfaloniere. Because I was trying to pronounce it like it was French, which it isn't. Members were supposed to be chosen by lot, but once the Medici family, the Medici family took power, only their friends seemed to end up in the drawing. Government by the people, right? Interesting fact, the tower in front is off-center because it was incorporated into the palazzo from an earlier structure. It contains 2 small cells, one of which was used to imprison Cosimo de' Medici.
What's missed?
Rebecca C84, I bet these guys can sell you weapons, armor, daggers, and ammunition. They even do repairs. Every Renaissance community needed a blacksmith. Swords, locks, pans, knives, nails, and armor were all made from metal and all needed to be shaped. In addition, architectural ironwork flourished during the Renaissance as blacksmiths began to apply their practical craft toward making art. Tailors. I bet you can buy larger bags to carry your equipment from a tailor. Maybe they can even change your outfit, too. Among Renaissance merchants, tailors belonged to the new middle class and were paid well for clothing the rich in the latest fashions. Many were able to get close to their wealthy clients due to the intimacy of their job and create lasting ties.
Ties.
Giovanni Auditore. Date of birth, 1436. Banker, advisor, noble. Giovanni Auditore was one of the pivotal figures in 15th century Florentine banking. In charge of overseeing the Medici bank branches across Italy, he kept the Medici machine running while Lorenzo was busy with the government. Extending his reach out into the international operation, it was Giovanni who first noticed the problems with the Lyon bank, causing him to alert Francesco Sassetti, which saved the branch. Such great talent was well rewarded by Il Magnifico. Giovanni developed a close friendship with Lorenzo de' Medici, becoming one of his closest advisors. Successful negotiations to secure the Pope's support of the Medici Bank in 1471 were carried out by Giovanni. Relieved and grateful, Lorenzo paid for Giovanni's palazzo as a gift. Okay, and that's all we have so far.
So there's not one on the left here? Oh, documents.
Documents. The truth.
Oh yeah, people, locations, documents, the truth.
Yeah. Wait, was it people that we just looked at? No, it wasn't. Banks, art merchants, blacksmiths, tailors, doctors. That doctor should be able to heal you if you pay him. Diagrams of the human body and the printing press influenced Renaissance medicine greatly, which had in turn been influenced by Arabic medicine during the Middle Ages. By the 15th century, science had already begun its slow climb toward becoming more relevant than spirituality in the field of healthcare. However, many people stubbornly clung to old ways, visiting local mystics instead of doctors. After the plague ravaged Europe in 1350, many doctors dressed in special plague gear to treat patients. To prevent contamination, they wore a cape coated in wax and a primitive gas mask in the shape of a beak. Oh wait, contacts. No. Leonardo da Vinci, Giovanni. Cristina Vespucci.
Contacts.
Cristina Vespucci was a well-known Florentine beauty and a favorite of painters, most notably Botticelli, who used her as a model for several of his paintings. Records kept by her father's guards indicate Ezio visited her frequently, and that he was unbelievably dexterous, as the guards were never able to catch him trespassing. In addition to her looks, Cristina also seems to have been somewhat responsible for jump-starting the career of her cousin, the namesake of a rather famous landmass. I know who they're talking about. At a dinner party attended by Cristina and, among other illustrious guests, Lorenzo de Medici, she was reputed to have been in conversation with Lorenzo and Manfredo Soderini about her cousin's brilliance as a sailor.
Oh!
Yeah, Amerigo Vespucci.
I was thinking Pangea.
No! Well, apparently she exaggerated his importance slightly to impress Lorenzo, and Lorenzo, charmed by her beauty, agreed to hire him. Try Amerigo out. I bet after several years you'll name your shipping company after him, she reported to have joked. Biggest understatement of the century. Federico Auditore, 1456, student noble. Ezio's older brother and the eldest Auditore, Federico entered the Medici Bank as a clerk when he was 19. However, the bank logs indicate he mostly dicked around rather than actually working. One entry goes into detail. On September 17, 1475, a bag of gold florins went missing. After panic struck the bank, the elder Auditore approached Francesco Sassetti and with a smile revealed the location of the bag, which had been hidden on the rooftop. If he weren't the son of Giovanni Auditore, I'd speak to Lorenzo de Medici and have him put in the stocks. Unsurprisingly, Federico was removed from the bank's payroll shortly after his 20th birthday. Ezio. In a diary entry from 1474, Maria Auditore, one of the great Florentine chroniclers and Ezio's mother, describes her son as competitive, stubborn, and loud-mouthed, but so passionate that it is impossible to fault him for anything. Complaints to the city guard by several noble patricians seem to suggest he was also something of a womanizer. Tutored by the great banker Giovanni Tornabuoni, Ezio's school records cease around age 17, at which point his name is connected with some terrible crime. It is impossible to discern what it could be from the records. There's very little here, but afterwards Ezio drops out of history entirely, as if he never existed.
And he just went to the background, like a ninja. Ah!
Bottega di Leonardo a Firenze. Leonardo da Vinci opened his own studio after completing his apprenticeship to Verrocchio, one of the most successful Florentine artists of the day. Between 1476 and 1481, Leonardo probably continued to collaborate with Verrocchio, although no one is quite sure what he was working on. In 1481, he was given his first commission by the monks of San Donato a Scopeto to paint the Adoration of the Magi. In true Da Vinci style, he began the painting, but never finished it. Santa Maria del Fiore. One of Italy's largest churches and the largest landmark in Florence, Santa Maria del Fiore is considered by many to be the first masterpiece of Renaissance architecture. Although the church was designed by Arnolfo di Cambio in 1296, the dome was not started until the beginning of the 15th century. With Cambio long dead, none of the architects at that time had any idea how to construct such an enormous structure, since the use of buttresses was forbidden in Florence, and mortar took several days to set. But all was not lost. In an amazing comeback story, Filippo Brunelleschi, an architect who had been defeated in an earlier bid to design the baptistery doors, won the competition to build the dome. He beat out Lorenzo Ghiberti, the same artist he had lost to before. Brunelleschi invented machines to hoist the bricks needed for the dome up to the workers, and was able to construct the entire dome without using sintering, a support structure to hold the dome in place while bricks were laid. Containing over 4 million bricks, the dome was completed in 1436. The lantern was added after Brunelleschi's death in 1446 and supposedly contains holy relics. However, there were several rumors that, in fact, an entire tomb of unknown origin is located inside.
Well, that'll probably be looking at the game checkup.
Yep. Giotto's Campanile. Begun by Giotto di Bondone, the famous architect and painter, in 1334, this famous Gothic bell tower was incomplete when Giotto died. Andrea Pisano took over, and then, in 1348, was felled by the Black Death. In 1359, the tower was completed by Francesco Talenti, who deviated from Giotto's plan in his design of the upper 3 floors. He enlarged each floor to match the previous according to perspective, so when seen from below, all 3 floors seemed to be exactly the same size.
Yeah!
The tower is clad with white marble from Carrara, red marble from Siena, and green marble from Prato. It takes exactly 414 steps to reach the top, perhaps predicting Charles Messier's discovery of the Whirlpool Galaxy exactly 414 years later. Or perhaps not.
Why would you do that perspective thing? That's... get goodbye.
To make it look taller at the top. Palazzo Auditore. Completed in 1473, the Palazzo Auditore is notable for its rusticated stonework and Roman pilasters. Giovanni Auditore designed the palazzo himself, based on initial sketches by Leone Battista Alberti. Once built, the palazzo became a fixture of the Santa Maria Novella district. Lorenzo de' Medici mentioned in a letter addressed to Giovanni, dated 1474, that he admired the facade's lack of ostentation. Casa di Vespucci. Built by a distant great-great-uncle of the famous Amerigo Vespucci in 1350, the relatively unpresumptuous Vespucci residence is notable for displaying the first painted facade in Florence, a style that was later done to death in the Oltrarno district. Santa Trinita. Constructed over an existing church in 1258, Santa Trinita is known for its Sassetti Chapel, which is decorated with frescoes of the life of Saint Francis by Domenico Ghirlandaio, a painter most famous for his brief role as one of Michelangelo's teachers. Santa Trinita was the mother church of the Vallombrosan order of monks, a very serious group that strictly enforced both poverty and silence for life. Despite the beauty of the Santa Trinita frescoes, very few Vallombrosan monks are likely to have seen them, on account of the fact that the monks received beatings for going outside their monasteries. Ponte Vecchio. This famous bridge spans the Arno at its narrowest point. The original version was presumably constructed by the Romans, but the first written records only appear in 1996. 2 previous incarnations of the bridge were swept away in floods before the present structure was built in 1345. A tower was built at the southeast corner to defend it. The bridge consists of 3 segmental arches. It has always had shops lining the central passageway, a feature which seems extraordinary now, but was common during the Renaissance. At first, butchers took up residence there, but over time they were pushed out by jewelers, souvenir shops, and creepy teenagers, chaining locks to the bridge's railing and throwing the keys into the river in a bid for eternal love, not realizing that the locks will be cut off later that day by disgruntled polizia. Everlasting indeed.
Not really disgruntled so much as there are enough locks chained to that bridge that if left unchecked, it would be a structural hazard.
Yeah, there's actually also a bridge in France somewhere.
With the same problem?
Probably Paris, with the same problem, yes. Like, currently, in modern... And possibly for a very long time. I don't actually know the entire story behind that. San Giovanni district. San Giovanni was named after St. John the Baptist, the patron saint of Florence. It is the oldest area of the city and the center of administration, encompassing the Palazzo della Signoria. If big churches are your thing, head to Santa Maria del Fiore on the northern edge. It's the one with the gigantic dome. Firenze. Founded by Julius Caesar in 59 BCE, Florentia, as it was called by the Romans, quickly became a center of commerce. After the sacking of Rome in the 5th century, the Ostrogoths took over. Under their rule, the city was constantly under attack from the Byzantines, who sent the population level below 1,000. The Lombards came to power in the 6th century, ending the Byzantine assaults. Florence grew to a population of 80,000 in the 14th century, of which 25,000 were working in the wool industry. In 1378, a major revolt of the lower class led to the woolcombers rising up and seizing the government of the city. Their progressive radical democracy lasted for less than 2 months, before the upper classes seized control once more, but the revolt so terrified the rich that a century later it was still discussed in hushed tones, much as the 1960s hippie movement is today.
People are pretty open about that, actually.
The Albizzi family became the de facto rulers after the revolt. Worried about the rise of the Medici family, who were newly rich bankers rapidly gaining influence in Florence, Maso and Rinaldo Albizzi imprisoned Cosimo de' Medici and exiled him in 1433. But Cosimo gained influence behind the scenes and rose to power in 1434, exiling the entire Albizzi family except for Luca, who had been loyal to Cosimo. Luca Albizzi joined the Signoria, the ruling body of Florence, as gonfaloniere, succeeding Cosimo's old friend Ilario Auditore in 1442. Under the Medici family, which built impressive public buildings and supported such luminaries as Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Botticelli, the Renaissance began with Florence securely at its center. Documents. From Giovanni Auditore 1.
Al magnifico Lorenzo di Medici, Auditore e amico. I have done as requested and completed my investigation into the Milan incident. I can confirm for you that it extends far beyond the satisfaction of Duca Gagliazzo's forces. It is my belief that other parties, desirous of far greater gains, manipulate events in such a way as to achieve their goals without being revealed themselves. Lampugnano, Olgiati, and Visconti are guilty of the crime, to be sure, and they have met fitting ends for their betrayal. Several other noble families are implicated as well, our own Francesco de' Pazzi among them. Their cause and motive is not yet clear to me, but initial findings indicate a plan, the scope of which is sure to disturb you. Best we continue this conversation in person, as I am hesitant to put my suspicions into paper. Reply with the place and time, and I will meet you there. I have also ordered Francesco be held by the Gonfaloniere until we can clear up this matter. Yours in confidence, Giovanni.
Giovanni has sealed this letter. It would be wrong to open it. My dearest, how can I live without you? I cannot work. I simply idle away, dreaming of your face. The fact that your father has locked you away behind cold walls sickens me. You are a budding young woman. You should have the privilege to feel my sweet kisses, like a gentle wind caressing your soft petals. Oh my! Yet finally it is Friday when he goes off to market. Oh, happy day, and still happier night. Come, when the sky rains with sparkling stars, come find me, and jump into my arms. At dusk I will be waiting at our special spot. Yours forever, Raphael. My beloved, how can I live without you? I cannot work, I simply idle away. It's the same...
Except it says husband now. And older.
You're a budding older woman.
It says midnight. Oh boy.
And when he goes off to sea.
Those letters you delivered from quite the player.
Uh-huh. That's why the mission was called Casanova. Not because he has a new house.
No house.
In the middle of New Street. Nose itches.
It's got a mouse. Thieves.
I give you the best. Roll.
Whoa, that was not supposed to happen. Hey, I recognize this church.
Ow.
Ass.
Rocks.
Want to fight with me? Show you what you get. You get negative 25 florins. You get poor is what you get. Alright, so there is another place. Lookout. Ooh, and there's a feather. And there's a river.
I'm sure it's got birds.
Ah, my eye itches. Okay.
River birds.
Shut up, Moon. Okay, there was a feather right there. Let's see. That shouldn't be too hard.
And that's why Piccolo loved the moon. He couldn't stand the screeching.
Okay, now let's see. Nothing else is really standing out to it. Oh, no, wait, those are just birds. Okay. Oh, there's another feather. Up on the rooftops, out of reach. Trickster is meaningless, trickster is weak.
I've lost track of what you're trying to do.
Father wanted me to retrieve a chest from our palazzo.
Oh, yeah. Trapdoor in his room or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Hidden door somewhere in there.
Full of assassin gear, I'm guessing.
No doubt. Sans neither doubt nor diggity. Or sans either doubt or dig. Wait. Yeah, neither doubt nor diggity.
Yep.
What's so bright? Oh, it's just the wall. Ooh, there was another feather over there. That should be pretty easy to get to. Anything else visible?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the flags all over again.
Flag.
At least there's a reason. Well, maybe.
There's at least a reason within the story. A story
little brother
consistent.
wants them.
Yes. And you don't
That's
know
it.
why. That's at least a better reason than Altair had for gathering flags.
What was Al's reason? He just liked them?
He didn't really have one. They were just there.
He's just like, ooh, shiny. Ooh, shiny.
I guess.
Ooh,
I'm not sure it
shiny.
was even that. It was just, I don't know why I'm picking these up. I feel strangely compelled. Oh, I don't think I can get to where that... Nope, I cannot get to where that feather was.
Ow.
Desynchronization imminent. But I want that feather. It's right there. I can see it.
I can.
I can.
You can see it as a blinding wall of brightness and grid. I feel like just seeing those grid lines should threaten desynchronization. It's like, oh, I can see the UI. Crowd, I'm aware I'm in simulation. No! It's like when you try to lucid dream.
You know, the way the way I'm coming and going from this place all the time, my brain just kind of turned it into a description of that into like a reverse Thunderdome. No man enters, one man leaves.
Inversed and reduced.
Mm-hmm.
Should be like, one man enters, two men leave.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't really mean much. That would just mean like someone's inside, someone goes in, and they both go.
I've actually heard someone jokingly describe a maternity ward as an inverse Thunderdome. One man enters, two men leave. If you, well, I was going to say if you take man to mean human.
Ah. In that case, it's usually 2 and 3.
Not necessarily. Use eagle vision.
Use your bird force. Yeah, I could be able to use a hidden blade.
Yeah, that'll be a bit tricky.
You have too many fingers to use the hidden blade.
I like that. Makes a sound based on what kind of weapon you're switching to.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a blacksmith forging something next to a fist fight.
Hey, what's with the swords? Aren't you supposed to arrest me? No. What do you want? Or you to die? Well, that's not going to happen. So why don't we explore other options? No other options.
That was one. You guys do a bunch of bleeding. Now, why can't you take their swords? They're probably worth more florins than the money they had.
Yeah, right?
And a nice Florentine rapier would go for a chunk.
Well, those aren't rapiers, but
Oh, yeah. Still, like...
actually,
guarded hilts...
I don't know. They're definitely not broadswords. The one on the left looks more rapiery.
Yeah. Still, swords were a noble's weapon. Not cheap. Not cheap at all.
Mm-mm.
If you hawked him, you'd be rolling in dough.
Yes, I'm rolling in it. I could probably freak on you.
What is up with that half cape?
It's a half cape.
Up, guys.
I won't get away this time.
He gets away. If he doesn't get away, you get killed in the face with a sword.
Yep.
Okay, that means you get to live. Idiots. Someone's having a rooftop party.
Oh, stop that.
What's up, revelers? Having fun catching that coin over and over?
I'm not sure what that's trying to point out to me.
I don't know, he's like a gambling ring, some thugs you can interact with somehow.
It does look like they're gambling.
Really quickly. Ding.
Hey, Nightshade, what are these guys?
They appear to be creatures of the species Homo sapiens sapiens. You should be careful, as the species is extremely adaptable and sometimes highly aggressive.
I shall have to keep that in mind.
Nightshade responds with a question mark.
There was a little icon that looked like either a mask or that right there. What are those guys?
He was doing a doopy thing on the doober there.
Ezio Auditore? What are you doing here at this hour? I don't... Wait, child. Take a breath. Collect your thoughts. My father and brothers have been in prison. I was told to bring you this. I see now.
Those are thieves you can hire to help you out now.
I'll clear everything. How? The documents you've given me contain evidence of a conspiracy against your family and against the city. I'll present these papers at their hearing in the morning, and they'll be released. Thank you, Signore. Of course, my child. Do you need a place to stay? You're more than welcome here. No, grazie. We need you at the piazza. Don't worry, Ezio. Everything is going to be fine.
They can also distract pursuers. There's 3 different groups you can hire.
No, okay.
Thanks, gang. We didn't know that already. Oh, we got a page of a modern style book? Look out, guard. Heh, nice.
I don't think they're actually guards. I think they're just thugs.
Suspicious dorks.
Yeah.
Mercenaries who will fight with you in battles, thieves and courtesans who can lure guards away to free the path.
Oh, hey, it's 11. Oh, hey, it's a feather.
Hire courtesans. They'll distract guards with their boobs.
Oh, come on. Seriously, it's right outside the... Oh, it's right on the... Oh. I wonder.
I like how openly armed you're allowed to be in Florence. Just walking around with a sword. Whatever. You know.
Well, yeah. It was the style at the time.
I thought the style also involved a dagger.
Only if you're fencing.
There was that kind of gauche.
That's terrible.
I don't think you want to do that. Oh, look who can swim!
Unlike
Al.
unlike Altair. I can even dive. For quite a while. I'm all wet.
Yeah, you got those cool heirloom robes all moist. This kid's from Renaissance Italy. Why is he swimming the American Crawl? What's in this boat?
25 florins. Why can't I, like, take the boat?
What with?
I don't know.
I'm sure that's water. The water is really gross.
Probably. I should find a way out. There we go. But yeah, I should, I guess it autosaves? It's kinda neat. Okay, so yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back on Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern, where we will, Brendan and Mabry will be joining us to play the DLC story for Costume Quest, which is all Christmassy. So that's seasonally thematic. And then Saturday night at 9, John and Melissa will be joining us, and we will be beginning Dynasty Warriors 8, which should be fun. So, thanks again. Hope to see you next time. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Make sure you confirm it autosaves.
Okay, cool. Also, it's good to be back home.